Welcome to the Chewn Fat podcast, where real topics are discussed by fake individuals with fake opinions. Even if it's the host or the guest, don't take them seriously. And if you do get offended, guess what? Shit happens. Leave it below in the comment section. Let's roll.
Bro, this shit right here had me rolling. This had me rolling when I saw this clip, bro. It had me rolling, then it had me thinking. But
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and play it for you.
Okay, let's see what we got. Let's check this out.
I'm talking about crash out to the umpteenth degree, bro. This is a whole nother level of crashing out, bro. I promise you.
Let's dig it.
This lady follows the police to the station.
So I have to follow every law, but that can leave the scene without a turn signal? Give him a ticket!
Do you need an ambulance?
He doesn't have a turn signal! Give him a ticket!
Do you need to go to the...
Why do I get a ticket? He can do whatever he wants!
Okay.
Man, let's turn this off.
Spazzing.
What?
bro,
Shit.
spazzing. Bro, I saw that. I said, I was rolling at first. And
Man,
then I
did you
started
see
thinking,
when her head cocked to the side like that with the
Yeah, like-
shut up! I was the police, bro. I turned around and left. Fuck it, I'm off.
right, something not right. But
Yeah,
that's the
paperwork
thing
to
I'm
do,
about to
Jack.
hit on, bro. Like, how many times have we seen? Now, I don't know technically if she's black, she's white. She looked like she might be white, look like she could be mixed, whatever the case is. She's
Right,
like
right.
skinned it, okay?
Right,
she's
right,
way
right.
on the other side.
Of the lighter
How
hue.
many videos? Right, she on the way faded hue. How many times have we seen videos of people of that shade or white people all together literally cussing cops out, literally pointing fingers in cops' faces? I mean, this lady looked like she high already. She looked like she high on something. And he handling this situation with the utmost coddling, utmost leniency, to the point he's just like, okay, you want me to get your ambulance? Bro, if that, we have had literally black citizens, American citizens, do far less than that, doing nothing, and be murdered in public. She can follow a police officer to the station and then yell at another officer about what you need to do about your job. That's what I thought about second on top of the spaz, and it was some funny shit, and then it kind of started soaking in like, damn, could I have got away with that type shit,
Hell
that,
no.
those type
Don't
of
you
actions?
dare.
Hell, don't
Why
try.
would you do that? Why would you do that, man?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that, man? It's
I'm just trying to let Dan do the show by himself.
brother, why would you do that? Brother, listen,
For
listen,
real.
man. Man, this is the age old question and topic, and I don't know why folks don't get it. This is very simple. I'm gonna break it down for the nation. This is very simple, super
The
simple.
nation.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Super simple. Break it down for the nation. People do things that they know they can do, that they can get away with, right? So
Right.
listen. It's yes, this is a black and a white thing. Yes, this is. You know, this one thing. Well, yes,
Okay.
this is a black and a white thing.
Okay.
Let's just
Okay.
know what it is. Let's just know what it is. Okay. So let's break it down. The reason that we continue to see these type of episodes happen from people of a lighter hue is because they know they can do that and get away with it. You understand? Is the reason that you don't see them when the police get behind them and they ain't jumping out and running and they cussing the police out, because that's their option. You know, you black, sir, you don't have that option. You know, let's not play that game and where it should be and shouldn't be. Listen, don't be one of the casualties that thought, you know, that was dead right. You know, let me put it like
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that casualty.
Got
It's,
you.
That don't apply to us. You understand? You got things that apply to certain people. That's one of the things that don't apply to us. We can't do that.
True.
You know, it's
Yeah,
I mean,
more often than not, we ended up shot, dead, arrested, beat
Yeah,
to hell,
brother.
and then dying in custody. It's just what we've seen over the course of centuries, pretty much. So,
best
that
thing
is
you can
it.
do, shut up. You know, that's your right. Shut up. You know, you ain't a lawyer. You know, and that police officer ain't a lawyer either. Ain't no court happening in the street. Shut up. If he gonna take
Ain't
you to
no
jail,
court
shut up.
happening
Go
in
to
the
jail. You know what I'm saying? If you don't let you go, shut up and go. You know, and contact your lawyer. You know, afterwards. That's the best way to handle it, and that's just how it is. You know, it's like playing football, brother. You know, it's 100 yards. You understand? You can't get mad talking about, man, well, shit, it ought to be 80. Well, it ain't. It's 100. You know, to get a touchdown.
It's 100.
Yeah, it's 100. You know, that's just life. You know,
if you want to change that, run to the back of the end zone. You get 120.
There you go. There you go. There you go, big guy.
Oh
Make
my
it happen.
gosh, bro.
You know, yeah. So it's an interesting life that we live. But it's I'll say the growth part of it is 50 years ago this wasn't a laughable thing. You know,
it wasn't.
50 years later, we can look at it and say, well, hey, look, man, this ain't gonna change. You know, and hey, that's how them folk are. You know, and hey, we can kind of, you know, make light of it. You know.
You know what, but that seems like that's like an old story too, because it seems what we've been left to have the only thing we can do to try to make it pass is y'all got to find a way to deal with the bullshit. You're going to have to find a way to deal with the bullshit so y'all can survive. There's no going to be no other option. So, and I'll say this, at some point, does the tide not turn? And if the tide turns, I'm just asking you, how ugly does it get?
Well, that's an interesting question that you asked. When you talk about does the tide turn, which cycle are we talking about? Because if the darker hued man was on top at the beginning and is now on the bottom and the lighter hued man is on top, well, are we talking about the next cycle? Because the darker hued man being on top would be the next cycle. Because in the cycle that we're at, if the darker hued man was at top in the beginning and now we at the bottom and the lighter hued man is at top now, that means that's the end of this first cycle. So so before we on top again, that's the beginning of a whole other cycle. If that makes sense.
It make plenty of sense. Yeah. Which I want us to have a deeper conversation on that, but I think I'm gonna reach out to somebody to bring in that's probably more educated on than us as far as and African ancestry, history moving into this point and transitions.
Right.
And then that I think that'll help us out with the audience too, giving them that information. But I'm gonna reach out to Dr. probably today. I'm gonna try to see if we can get him on. Definitely an awesome resource, awesome personality guy. I don't know what he's gonna be like on camera for y'all, but I do know the first time I took his class, the very first day, the class itself was mixed. We had Black Americans in there, white Americans in there. We had some international students in there. And this brother walks in the first day and he says, some of y'all not going to make it through this semester. And I'm going to tell you right now before we can get into it. If you think you're going to hear something that you don't like and you're going to run down there to the dean's office and you think you're going to get me in trouble, I got 10 years. So I don't give a damn. So the best thing for you to do is, if you think you're going to have a problem with what I'm going to tell you, because some of the things you're not going to like about your race and what they've done to my people, there's a door right there. You got your opportunity to walk, bro. I bullshit you not. In the first week, at least 2 or 3 people end up walking out the class.
Yeah.
Because shit got real, you know?
Yes.
So I'm going to look forward to having, people don't like facing the truth, and that's why we got a lot of whitewashing going on in these schools. They're trying to delete that and another. We're going to get into that later. That's a whole nother show we're going to get into, brother.